Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chess and welcome back to Racer or Random SCP Review. And today will be um, Random SCP Review entry number 19. And I guess we can just start. Previously, we talked about, um, well, the previous two SCPs anyway. I found them a little bit exciting, and hopefully this one we will also review another one that is just as entertaining as previous one as well. So yeah, let's stop and see. 1209. Okay, so this is quite low number, so a little bit interesting. It means that this is probably like one of the oldest, well, not really the oldest, but more like one of the older SCP pretty much, because this is 1,000. So anything below 1,000 or about 1,000 to 2,000, that's like um, I would say about 10 to 8 years ago. Yeah, it's just that long already. So yeah. Anyway, I will be right back. Okay, so we are in the wiki, SCP wiki website, and this is SCP-1209 or 1,209. I guess I'm just gonna mention call that 1209, and that's pretty much it. Many eyes in many places. Okay, that's kinda interesting, also kind of creepy in its own, or spooky, because many eyes in many places. Is it like technology, or like computer AI, or like literally there are so many eyes in many places, like yeah, literal eyes. So we'll see from here. So yeah, I guess we can just start now. SCP-1209. Let's actually tap the page and see if there is any picture or not. Okay, there is no picture. It's fine though. Also, the it doesn't seem that long. It means that we can pretty much do this in one episode, pretty much. So yeah, I guess we can just start now. As usual, 15 to 20 minutes, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, SCP-1209, or AKA many eyes in many places, or something like that. I kind of already forgot. But yeah, object class is considered as Euclid. Okay, Special Containment Procedures 1209-1. Instances are to be contained in standard humanoid containment cells at site, I don't know, site 19. Let's just say site 19, because site 19 is kinda one of the most popular site anyway. I know it's at some point it's a little bit weird that there is so many SCPs that are in site 19. Like, how big is this site, right? Like, it's like every SCP is over here. So yeah, but just for the ease of things, let's just call that this is in site 19. They are to be fed meals 3 times a day. 1209-1 instances are to be allowed to submit requests for entertainment or comfort materials which do not compromise security within reason as a reward for good behavior. Okay, so it's a humanoid then, because it's contained in humanoid containment cells. Well, at least anything that has similar shape to humanoid. It doesn't necessarily have to be human. It can be something else. Like, yeah. Also, to be fed 3 times a day. I think I'm going to read this. Gonna give review at the end, because yeah, I just don't want to waste commenting on every section, because that will consume a lot of time. And yeah, socialization with assigned foundation staff is allowed and encouraged in order to improve psychological well-being, but instances are not allowed to come in contact with each other. Oh, interesting. So there can be multiple than one. Yeah, dash one instances are to be questioned at regular intervals by Foundation staff, and their responses are to be recorded in order to document any noteworthy events observed and further understanding of 1209. These interviews are to be conducted twice daily at approximately 8 hours, and again at 19 hours. Okay, so 8 in the morning and 19 in the evening, as well as any time at which an SCP-1 instance requests such an interview. Oh, okay, so they can also request the time as well. Dash 1 instances which have observed potentially traumatizing events are to be monitored by an assigned psychiatrist, but may not be administered amnestics. It is considered vital that Dash 1 instances retain their memory of transmitted images in case this knowledge becomes pertinent at a later date. Okay, Dash 2 instances are largely passive and do not present anomalous behavior aside from connection to 1209. As such, no containment procedures are required to directly deal with Dash 2 instances aside from monitoring. However, efforts should be made to identify all Dash 2 instances. Should any Dash 1 instance observe an event which is considered pertinent to the Foundation's mission, the site administrator of Site 19 is to be notified immediately in order to discuss responses. Okay, so let's go. Description: 1209 is a congenital defect of the eye found in several individuals from the region of something, and believed to be caused by an environmental factor. Okay. As a result of the deformity, the eye's internal structure is drastically altered. Although the most noticeable feature of the condition is the presence of multiple irises, pupils, lenses, and associated anatomical features on the surface of the eye. Number of lenses per sclera is typically between 2 and 4. This condition is usually accompanied by complete heterochromia, where each iris is differently colored. As a result of the presence of multiple corneas and a distortion of the sclera, sufferers report mild to severe discomfort when attempting to move their eyes, and some have only limited range of movement in one or both eyes. In many cases, deformities in the internal structure of the eye render one or more of the lenses partially or totally blind. An in-depth analysis of the abnormal optical structures found in 1209 subjects can be found in attached document 1209 alpha. Okay, so that's the document pretty much. Yeah, the analysis of abnormal optical structures. Okay. So yeah, not only the how it appears, but also there is something else there that yeah, they got analysis of that. Anyway, individuals affected by 1209 henceforth referred to as dash one. Oh, okay, so it's the people that got this deformity, or can you say this like disease, or you know, because this is like pretty much you become yeah, deformed, right? Pretty much appear to be able to see normally through only one of the pupil. Okay, usually the only aligned closest to where the pupil would normally be located. Oh, okay, so the pupil also got, you know, moved, I guess, like the original, and then it somewhat duplicate you know, like copy another one over there. Okay. All other pupils display a view of the world consistent with that seen through the eyes of the other individuals. Oh, say, wait. All other pupils display a view of the world consistent with that seen through the eyes of other individuals, which is then referred to dash 2. Okay, I don't know what that means. Each pupil displays images as seen by a single, separate person, and the persons that each pupil is able to see through appear constant at all times. I still don't know what this means, like dash 2. Wait, other pupils display a view of the world uh, consistent with that seen through the eyes of other individuals, which is called dash 2. Okay. Um, each dash 1 instance is connected to multiple instances of dash 2, as many as there are additional pupils. Okay. Oh, I see. So let's say you have, like, normally you would have two pupils, right? One for your right eye, one for your left eye. Now, since you have double on every eye, and you know, pretty much the other pair that you don't have originally, it was someone else pretty much. So oh, I see. Okay, I kind of understand now what this means. It means that one person can see multiple location, and then something can be observed by multiple people at the same time as well. Okay, that's interesting actually. So pretty much, let's see. Okay, think about it this way. Me and you, for instance, I have two eyes, you have two eyes, and then I copy my eyes and then I paste it into yours, and then you copy yours and then paste it into mine. So if each of us can see, you know, what we will see pretty much. You can see my point of view, I can see your point of view, but also I retain my own point of view. So yeah, there is that pretty much, which is interesting. Um, okay, connected. These connections allow Dash 1 to experience visual stimuli only and appear to only transmit through the left eye of Dash 2 instances. Dash 1 cannot perceive Dash 2's experiences when they close their eyes, or when their eyes damage beyond the point at which Dash 2 can see through them. Should Dash 2 die, transmission of images will continue until the internal structure of the eye deteriorates, okay, to a significant degree due to decomposition. Okay, that's actually creepy. So, when A dies, for instance, then B can still see what A sees. However, if A got buried, then B will only, I guess, see like dark kinda until the eyes start to decompose, and then pretty much they then the connection is lost pretty much. Okay, if dash 2 is permanently blinded, or if the dash 1's additional pupils are damaged significantly, transmission of images will cease. Ah, okay. So it's not vulnerable. I mean, it's not invulnerable. It's still vulnerable. That's pretty much it. However, the facts on in the additional pupils do not prevent transmission. Only injury or trauma prevents transmission. Okay. Dash 1 will continue to perceive the experience of Dash 2 while dreaming, although reported transmission is less complete than while awake. Ah, okay, so when you're sleeping, you can still see what the other pupils are seeing, pretty much, which is again interesting. Now, I don't know what's going on with this, like, what's the purpose? By that, I mean, like, what's the first one, like, the history, pretty much, like, how does this happen? How did this happen the first time? So yeah, there appears to be a distinct correlation between dash 1 and dash 2, in that all dash 2 instances were born within approximately 2 hours of relevant dash 1 instances birth. Oh, okay. Um, 1209 was discovered following routine scanning of medical files at hospital. Subsequent investigation led to the discovery of two SCP-1209-1 instances born in the nearby area, centered on the town of something, and more specifically, the main water supply of the town. Investigation revealed the possibility that an unknown chemical had been introduced to the water supply repeatedly over the previous uh, 17 years by an unknown party posing as maintenance workers in order to access the water supply network. Okay, so it's a contamination. Oh yeah, like mutant, pretty much. Okay. Although this event is believed to have had some connection to the outbreak of 1209 due to a correlation between periods of maintenance work and conceptions resulting dash 1 instances, it is presently impossible to determine whether the two incidents are related. All remainders of the compound believed to have been introduced into the supply had degraded into other chemicals before testing could be performed. No experimentation has been able to determine the exact cause of 1209. Yeah, it's pretty much, I would say, like, because this kind of mentioned about environment over here as well. So I feel like, yeah, this is pretty much like pollution, like polluted area. Um, that somehow, like because it mixed with other dangerous, harmful, hazardous chemical, and then it just becomes, I don't know, like let's say radioactive, or things that can consider, or things that can change or alter someone into mutation pretty much. So yeah, that's what my guess though. Not sure what will it be over here. And yeah, all reminders, okay. Exact cause, yep. Addendum 1209-1. List of noteworthy -2 subjects. A full list of identified -2 subjects can be found in document 1209 beta. Okay, so it doesn't mention any alpha or beta over here, so there is also not really any hyperlink, which is interesting because yeah, I this one is not clickable or tappable into connecting into the other, but interesting. So there's document alpha and beta, however it's not here now. Because it's not here, I will not consider that as a main story. Therefore I don't consider that to be here pretty much. So I'm not gonna call that or read that pretty much. Okay, someone, okay, this is name A2, okay, Secretary of State of, okay, link to -1 -3. Considered, oh, link to -1 -3, that's interesting. Okay, so this is pretty much from the first, I guess, and then this is second and third, and pretty much like that, I think. Considered noteworthy due to the considerable intelligence breach -2's existence represents. As a result of Foundation intervention, Mr. has since been removed from any position of political power. Okay, don't know what that means, but alright. And then another person, a noted criminal operating as part of the Central African Militant Group something, linked to -1 -2. Okay, -1 -2. Killed in combat action sometime in the past due to the graphic and distressing nature of transmission from Mr. Someone else that is different from the previous one. Um, -1 -2 was being placed under psychiatric observation and remains so despite Mr. Someone's death and the cessation of transmission pretty much. Okay, and then there's another one as well, an Australian journalist working for something newspaper, um, linked to SCP-1209-1-1, killed sometime in the past during an investigation involving material sensitive to Foundation interest, during which she witnessed the outbreak of the cognitive hazard, later classified SCP something. Um, Okay, so this person died because of other SCP as well, which is also censored over here, which is okay, I guess. Though SCP-1-1 was not affected, yeah, the counterpart pretty much is not affected. It means that, yeah, it means the other the link dash one, I feel like not I feel like, but I believe they can still see what the person over here, even though this person has already been dead. Remains to date the only use of 1209 in order to assist Foundation efforts, as questioning -1 was vital to providing intelligence allowing for the capture of the instance of SP. Oh, that's actually interesting because remember that they are linked to one another. So it's pretty much like in pairs or in triples, and yeah, it means when something bad happened at one location, the pair in the other part of the world that is most likely to be safe, then they can pretty much witness what's going on in the other part of the world, which is the first one with the other pair. And like this for instance, because there is an outbreak of SCP, so to know what's going on at the time, it's actually great to interview the link, the partner pretty much, or the pair, so that they can give interview of what's going on, and then they can use that as like to deal with whatever happened in the first place. This is actually interesting, interesting use of this. Um, Unknown individual linked to Dash 1 Dash 3. Shortly after Dash 1 Dash 3 came into Foundation custody, the instance of Dash 2 is believed to have blinded himself in order to avoid detection. Okay, that's actually interesting. Prior to loss of transmission, the individual wrote down the message, "I don't care for prying eyes, leave me alone," apparently with the intention of transmitting the message to Test 1, Test 3. It is unknown how or to what extent the individual was aware of his connection to SCP-1209. Okay, so in this case, one of the pair, realized that, you know, there is something to it, and they realize as well that, I don't know, maybe someone else, a group, or maybe the foundation, might want to do something about 1209. But since they a little bit, know a little bit too much, then they just intentionally pry their eyes, pretty much, which is a little bit, um, like a little bit gory, I guess. But all right, I mean, yeah, yeah. So that, the pair cannot see what the thing see. However, the other pair, the original, the first pair, they can see what the foundation does with the pair, pretty much. So yeah. And then the last one, unknown individual linked to test 1 test 4. Careful analysis of data received from test 1 test 4 indicates that no such individual was present or could have been present at some of the events described by test 1 test 4. Oh, this is interesting. So does this mean like time travel kind of stuff? So you also got linked by someone in other time as well. So it's not, always happening at the same time in this time. So, this might be the case, but I'm not sure. However, all descriptions of events relayed through test 1 test 4 have proven to be accurate, save for the appearance of the observing figure. Several events observed by this individual are extremely important or sensitive, although no transmission has been reported since something. Yeah, I know what happened. Maybe the person died. So yeah, I'm not sure what the fourth one means, but if I have to, make a guess and kinda like make the story a little bit interesting, I would just simply say that this person linked to someone from different time, pretty much. And yeah, that's why they cannot, no such individual was present, because yeah, because it happened either in the past or in the future. It's one or the other, pretty much. um all descriptions of events relayed through Dash 1 Dash 4 have proven to be accurate, save for the appearance of the observing figure. Yeah. Several events are extremely important or sensitive, although no transmission has been reported since. Yeah, I think what happened here is that you know, the person, the individual here, saw something, um, that the linked person saw, pretty much. And then it's maybe like something a little bit dangerous, that can cause danger to the other person. So yeah, and in this case, the other person pretty much died because of this no transmission, because yeah, we all know if there is some, no transmission, it means either they died or they intentionally, make themselves blind. But I feel like just because of this, I think, I will just simply consider them to die, pretty much. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, that will be it. That's the end of this. Short but sweet, I would say. Still not enough information to what's going on. I feel like I don't really think this one will get updated in the future, but I do hope so, because this is still interesting. There is so much things that you can do with this. Yeah, like I said, if you add stuff like the other person can see through, the other person's eyes, however, in the different time. So that can be something, pretty much, like, people, like, maybe you are in the past, and then your link, is apparently from the future, so you can pretty much see what's going on in the future. And then your couple, I guess, can also see what's going on in the past as well. That would be interesting on its own, though. You can also make story like, how they can prevent things to happen, pretty much, like, the other person sees that something's terrible going to happen, and then the other partner sees that that will happen, so they remind or give warning to people like at the current time, and just to prepare for what's gonna happen in the future from the couples or the links perspective pretty much. So yeah, I think that will be interesting. So if there is something like that, but yeah, um, I like this. Yeah, this is short but sweet. But also there's some questions that haven't got answered, like the first time, or I don't know, like yeah, like also it says that no instances can be with each other, which is interesting as well. So I kind of want to know why that is a thing, and is there any like instance in the past in which the person actually met his or their couple or link, and they do something what is it, like do something dangerous together, or try to do something illegally or something like that. So yeah, this will be interesting as well, honestly. But yeah, like pretty much like a couple that are actually close by each other, and maybe also meet each other as well. So you can pretty much see yourself from the perspective of the person that is linked to you when they are in front of you. So when you're facing each other, you can pretty much see yourself and also the person you're talking. So that'll be interesting as well. But yeah, anyway, that'll be it for this Razer and SCP review entry number 19, which is SCP-1209. It's called many eyes in many places, I think. But yeah, I like this one. Although there's still, it kind of leaves hanging. It feels like there is still some more lore or story that can be told here, but yeah, I think this one ended a little bit too soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, that's all the time that I've got for this episode. It's also already 30 minutes, but yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been Racer. Stay safe, healthy. I will see you again very soon, and see ya.